Hello, my name is Chaylin Simpson, and this is my project on purchase prediction on social media platforms and Instagram specifically. Please excuse my voice today. I am unfortunately sick. So, starting off with the history of purchase prediction, of course, as we all know, there are dedicated systems of purchase prediction that exist within online frameworks such as Depop, Amazon, and Shein, whose purpose are to um, instinctually provide targeted advertisements based on consumers' online shopping products. Now, you may be wondering, where has this existed? It's actually been around since the 1970s. Yes, the predictive structure synthesized data across customers in one telemarketing region with different variables and was created in 1972 by Michael Aldrich with the first telemarketing program. Now, if we want to look ahead, we can discuss anticipatory shopping, which is Amazon's established patent, which would use an algorithm to predetermine things that people want to buy based on a mix of data, including previous purchases, questionnaires, wish lists, browsing data, demographic data, and essentially it would ship goods to a customer state before they even knew that they would want to buy the product. So, of course, this is a huge step forward and huge possibility as to what purchase prediction could be in the future. So, you may be wondering, how does social media predict audience spending habits? Of course, social media is very different from online shopping platforms such as the ones mentioned before. So, it's kind of interesting to see the interesting blend of feed versus advertisement. So let's discuss the feed actually. So on your left is a image that shows how Instagram makes its predictive model. Essentially, it tracks records of your user activities, such as user engagement, what ads have you engaged with recently, interaction history, who have you interacted with, the content, what is the style of the content being produced, and of course, who posted it and do you follow the person who posted it. And what that essentially does is it makes the prediction process and creates a personalized feed. Through this feed, ads are expressly targeted towards users based on their interest and based off of their um, previous activity on the app. Now, you may be wondering, how does hyperactivity play into this? Of course, with social media, we're taking in so many things at once, from TikTok content to YouTube videos, to reels on Instagram that bring us energy in short bursts. Ads are very explicitly targeted to people to be able to be embedded inside of their feed to an extent that has never been seen before. Now, these prediction and accuracy methods have become more streamlined and also have become more accurate because in October 21, there was an update that added new data analytic features. So you can actually see things like your audience retainment rate, who clicked where, did they find your post based off of a share, did they find it on their explore page, things like that, that all really contribute to um, knowing how accurate your prediction was on someone's success. Okay, so I conducted two experiments to kind of bring a real world example as to how this accuracy is displayed. I used two test subjects. My first test subject is a 19-year-old Hispanic female who is in a sorority who attends Old Miss. She is heavily involved in the rush process, which involves multiple rounds. Each round has a different, often brightly colored theme to its outfits. So she's super into fashion, clothing, and jewelry and things of that nature, and that is heavily displayed in the advertisements that were targeted towards her. I also conducted another experiment with another subject who has a less specific interest. He's an 18-year-old male that goes to Tufts University, and he's interested in healthy eating and cleanliness. And of course, his ads are still more broad, but are also um, designated to his interests. Okay, so let's discuss uncertainty within prediction values. Now, one major way that Instagram and other social media platforms are able to give you targeted advertisements is, of course, through your location. And as you can see here, there are two population density maps created in ArcGIS here. The first one is from Nova Scotia, Canada. The second is from Chicago. And they both correlate as to with the more Instagram users post also coordinates to the city that they live in. So of course, if you're living in a big city, you're more likely to get ads targeted to the city that you live in. If you live in a rural town, you're more likely to get ads targeted to your own personal interests since there isn't that much based off to go on just from your location alone. Now, transparency is also super important because by letting users know that tracking is optional and based on activity across other companies and websites, the uncertainty regarding prediction is left to the customer's hands. And this is displayed heavily in Apple's opt in program, which essentially gives you the ability to have apps either not track your data or do track your data across multiple platforms to create targeted advertisements for you. And that is how Instagram makes purchase predictions. Thank you so much for listening.